So guys, welcome back to the channel. I said in a previous video that I had a range of model tractors that I definitely worth were putting into a video. So I have two of them here in front of you, but I have 7 in total, so I'm going to look at individual ones, say a little bit about them, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. So yeah, let's get into the video. So the first tractor we're going to look at is this Ford Ferguson 9N. So this is not it looks like a Ferguson 20, but actually she's a Ford Ferguson 9N. So this was like a tractor that was the agreement between Harry Ferguson and Henry Ford to produce the tractor. I think it was mostly for the American market, because not many these tractors over in other than in America. In America they were painted, I think, with red chassis, and then like it was a cream panels. So it's very unusual, the fact this is a grey, like a Ferguson 20. So as you can see there, it does say on the box, so I'm not making things up, Ford Ferguson, 1945. So it's like one of the first, what it came out at the same time as the Ferguson, the first Fergusons. So yeah, nice tractor. It's well detailed, so we'll try and get as much footage as you can, or as good filming. As you can see there, we have all our details, toolboxes. You can see the engine. It's a petrol engine, as it has the carburetor at the far side. It doesn't have a. Then you can see the little air intake just there. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. You can see the air intake into the carburetor and the manifold. You can also see the alternator. So what would have been a electric starting. So yeah, nice little tractor. She even has headlights on the front. To the back, she doesn't have like a pin drawbar. She has a kind of a pick-up hitch with a PTO and all that. Very important. It's a lovely little model. Yes. So yeah, that's the little Ford Ferguson. Right, on to the next model. We're sticking with American style tractors. This is an Alice Chambers, or they say in the States an Alice Chalmers. Yeah, 1945, so it's on the same year. My dad actually restored one of these in real life. Very unusual tractor. The one he restored it to this condition, believe it or not. And he actually used this model when picking out the paint, and well, not picking out the paint, but actually convincing the owner to paint the rims that silver, since it was on this model. Just looked that little bit more nicer. To the back, as you can see, she has unusual looking hydraulics in the back. As you can see those little, like, they're little levers that are on either side of the mud guards or wings. They're actually they're kind of like locks for each wheel. So if you will actually pull that lever back, it will actually lock one wheel and then it'll lock the other. It's not so much a diff lock, it's more so like a kind of an individual brake. I know that from working, because I actually was working on it with my dad, and I didn't get to drive it. It's a funny thing to drive. It's petrol as well. As you can see, this is the pulley. Very same tractor. Very highly detailed, as you can see. I do keep them in the box. Why, you might say, why didn't you just take them out for the video? I just like to keep them in the box. They're very, very delicate, and keeps the dust off them. So yeah, that's the Alice Chambers. Next tractor, we're on to back to Ferguson's. We're on to 35X. 1963. So yeah, we're going on a few years now. As you can see, lovely tractor. I'll try and get a bit of better detail. We actually had one of these. I think I'm not actually totally sure if ours was a 35X. I think it could have been. It's been a while since, it was a long time ago anyway. We had it only for like a year or a few months. Dad did restore it. He restored it, and then we sold it. It's a nice little tractor. Well, I wasn't too mad in it now, to be fair. I'm not a Ferguson man at heart, but you can see the 35, she's a multi-power, and that was just an extra splitter on the gearbox. So yeah, the original tractor would have had I think a high and low, and then 3 gears, and then a reverse. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a long time since I drove it. I've been driving 135s more so than this. Then the multi-power was then like an extra change on the move, so to give it another selection of gears. Highly desirable, but yeah, definitely definitely rare as well. Anyway, onto the Massey 65. As you can see, she's a very nice model. She is more what the wheels would have been like originally. My granddad had owned one of these. Passed away a few years ago. So, but this 65 is still in the shed. It's a 1959 model, so it's a 4 years older than the 35X. This would have been a main competitor, or one of the competitors of the Fordson Major. Yeah, lovely tractor, very distinctive sound. Very straightforward tractor, to be fair. She's all kitted out with a front pin or back pin hitch, all the links and everything like that. Yeah, lovely machine. It's so highly detailed. If you can actually it's amazing the amount of detail there in these models. They're so delicate, but yeah, they're really nice. Right, on to the next model. So this is a model tractor I'm more familiar with, a Notfield. This is the Notfield Universal 4. We have a Notfield Universal ourselves. This is a diesel model because it's 1960. Yeah, the real Rolls Royce of the tractor of the day. That's what they're nicknamed, because they're the very first the Notfields, and just be so high tech. Considering all the rest of the tractors were so basic at the time. You have to remember that, as maybe say 1960, but the Universal Notfield started production in 1948, so really early. So they produced for a good 10 years, I think, more. I'm not entirely sure now. But yeah, I don't know why the arms are going a bit funny, but yeah, she's everything that's there. Toolbox, and then the 3-point linkage and the swivel pin drawbar. Your throttle is just there on the side. It's opposite to the Major. And yeah, you can see your fuel filter. You can see your alternator. Alternator's there. Your little step. Your clutch. Handbrake. And then your steering. There's your battery box, the black thing. And then the one in the middle there, that's your air intake. Your fuel pump. Your starter. Everything's on it. So it's like a really detailed model. The 46 or the Universal 4, she was so she had 5 gears, and then she has 1 reverse. So but they were very fast tractor, very renowned to be fast. Anyway, that's the Notfield anyway. On to the next tractor, we have the Fordson Power Major. I'd love to get a diesel Major at some stage, or even a Super Major model, but this is the one that came out for Fordson. As you can see, brilliant tractor. She's the same rear rims as ours did, or ours has. We still have the rims, to just need to get new tires. But anyway, that's another story for another day. So the Power Major was very like the diesel Major, only the back ends were the same. It was just a tweak in the pump, that was all, really. And the Majors, you can see there, she has her pin drawbar, very same. Most of the Majors nearly had most interchangeable parts, so that's why it's very easy to maybe get a Major that was kind of mixed and matched, as the parts would fit straight on. So yeah, this is a 1958 model. So the badge in the front grille, it says live drive. Live drive meant that it was a double clutch on the tractor, so you could actually stop your tractor without stopping your PTO. It's a feature that was put on a few Majors, so it was very highly desirable. Both our Majors have it, so yeah, it's a good bonus to have, especially when you're bailing and that, so that you don't so it doesn't stop, as it was a feature in other older tractors that when you press your clutch, everything stopped. So yeah, that was the little badge in the front. It was a high spec tractor. Would have had a gearbox high and low with a three forwards and 1 reverse, so you get 6 forwards and 2 reverses, first gears. You'd have your starting lever, everything's the same except for the clocks would have been changed. So Power Major, if it didn't say on the dash, as you can see, the clocks are right under where the steering is. The diesel Major has them down below beside the gear stick. Also, I think the Power Major had, obviously the Power Major, they're the correct front wheels, which is good. Yeah, lovely face and everything on it. Just looks really well. So yeah, that's the Major. She would have been a competitor, like they would have been rivals really. That and then the 65, and Dan the Notfield as well. So they've been all like 3 tractors of the same kind of era. And last but not least, the Ford 5000. So yeah, this is a really nice model. I know there's a bit of discoloration on the box, but luckily I think the model's fine inside. Yeah, Ford 5000, 1964. So Fordson went out of production with the New Performance Major, which we have one in real life. New Performance was very last of them. Then the first of the Ford 5000s had this type of front. So they kind of had this type. It's called a Pre-Force. Yeah, very nice tractor. Some of them were actually nicknamed, so it's actually missing on this model, which is a shame. But what it would have said, just where the name is, just around there, it would have said Super Major, because that was to show farmers that the connection between the Ford and the Fordson. So yeah, it was just they're very interlinked. They're closer than you think. Yeah, a lovely model. All the right details, right exhaust. Whoever made these models really went to town, and they really got all the details. You really have to be picky to kind of point something out. I think all the tractors are very accurate except Ford 5000. Very nice model. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Midweek. So yeah, that's the 2 Fergusons, a Ford, the Major, and then we have our 2 Americans. We have our Alice Chambers, and then Ford and Ferguson 9N, and then also we have our Notfield. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. I'm nearly 150 subscribers, so if you could reach that, to be really great. It's free, so if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.